My name is Phil Jordan. I'm Principal Scientist with the Agricultural Catchments Programme, working out of Johnstown Castle in Wexford. What lessons can be learned regarding nutrient management on farms over the last number of years in Ireland and the European Union? The last number of years have seen quite a lot of innovative research coming through Teagasc based on the establishment of risk of nutrient loss from soils, but also what is required in terms of optimum nutrient use for production. And these two elements have come together and have created recommendations for optimum nutrient use on farms, and that's been fairly well placed inside the Nitrates Directive regulations. As we strive towards greater intensity in Food Harvest 2020, there will obviously be an increase in nutrient use, but there'll also be a necessity for increased nutrient use efficiency as the cost of inorganic fertilisers becomes higher. These are finite resources and linked to the energy production. So there will have to be increased nutrient efficiency, and that's the kind of research that Teagasc is undertaking on its research farms. Furthermore, there'll be probably an increased awareness of where it is most suitable to apply nutrients, where it's less suitable to apply nutrients according to runoff risk for water quality, but also for other issues such as greenhouse gas emissions. I see the Teagasc Advice Network as being crucial in delivering those messages to the farmer network. From my experience, I've seen this advice network in action at conferences, at various symposia, and also on a one-to-one basis. And I think it's crucial that continues to happen. I think there's fairly good evidence that water quality is improving over the last decade or so, according to not just because of the regulations, but adaptive management, whether that's good advice or economic necessity. And I guess that will continue to happen. We'll need to keep an eye on it in terms of intensification. The REP schemes have also been important in increasing awareness of these issues. So we're not just talking about using farms for production. Farmers are custodians of this natural resource, and I think that's becoming more apparent in recent years. The AEOS scheme as replacement for REPs has the potential to be an extremely important agri-environmental scheme in the future. From what I've seen in terms of water quality potential, it has the ability to manage discrete areas of land, perhaps for biodiversity functions that also have the potential to control or mitigate excessive nutrient loss from discrete hydrologically risky areas in the landscape. And that's an example of a win-win management situation. In terms of losses of nutrients from the rural landscape, we have a number of different sources. Some are diffuse sources from agricultural soils, some are point sources from farmyards or even from septic systems or municipal wastewater treatment plants. The idea that during the summer, when we have low flows, these are ecologically significant times. We've got lots of light, we've got warmth, ideal times for growth. These are the conditions in rivers for eutrophication. What tends to happen in terms of rural point sources is that these trickle into the system continuously, and the river's ability to dilute these loads, these relatively small loads, is diminished. So we get an apparent impact during the summer specifically from these sources, which at the same time are conditions that the flow of nutrients during rainstorm events particularly are more or less minimised from agricultural land because it's dry weather. And so this, has to be sorted out in combination with other problems in the countryside, such as diffuse losses of nutrients. Otherwise, we won't see the changes that we expect to see. As we move towards Food Harvest 2020, questions such as can we intensify agriculture sustainably, we'll be looking at other questions such as where can we intensify agriculture sustainably and how can we do this. And the first point is related to identifying these discrete zones in the landscape that are more at risk and avoiding those in terms of excessive nutrient management. And the other is how can we sustainably intensify agriculture will all be towards nutrient use efficiency. And combined, as we work towards Food Harvest 2020, we're looking to protect not only the agricultural resource for the economy, but also the freshwater resource such as Loch Ree for future generations.